Today's daf is Msechus Saita Daf Ches. So the Mishnah said we're on the bottom of Zayin and Beis, where the Gemara says Mailan Oisa. So the Mishnah said if she says Tahirani, then Mailan Oisa l'Shara Mizrach. We bring her up to the Shara Mizrach. So the Gemara, Mailan Oisa. Mailan Oisa, did you have to bring her up to the Azara to be mashka her? Hoisa Kaima, L'Chayra, they already brought her up to Bezan Agadol, which was on Lishus Sagazis, in order to scare her. Zakti Gemara, the Maskin Allah, Machtin Allah. They would bring her up to the Lishka Sagazis, and they would bring her down from the Harabayas, and then they would bring her back Derech Shar Mizrach in order Kedela Yaga, in order to be Matruf Hadas, and she should be scared of Shia Samayim until she admits and she on her sin. Just like they do like to Eidi Nefashos. The Tanya, we learned in our Brayser, Shimon Elazar says, Bezdin Asin Asaidim, Bezdin Mamakim Lamakim, Bezdin moves them around, the Eidim that come to be made on Eidi Nefashos before they're made. And they would tell them, oh, we can't be Makabal Yedis here, we just want to do it there. Kadei, why? Shtarv Daitan Aleim V'yachzur Behem. Because we want to be matter for the das, get them to mish, and then maybe they'll be chayzer from saying their edus. Zakti Gemara Vayter, the Mishnah said they bring her up to the Shara Mizrach, to the Shara Nikner, Shasham Mashkanas Hasaitis. Over there we Mashkanas Hasaitis. And they're retiring a Lodis, and they retire the Mitzayron over there at the Shara Nikners. In fact, the Gemara Bishlam Hasaitis are done in the Shara Nikner, the Chsiv, because it says in Bamir Parakei Pasuk Ches, Vehemen HaKayin Yishul of Nei Hashem. So it's mashma that she should stand in that Pesach, which she go in Lefnei Hashem, which is a Shara Nikner, which is a Pesach HaZara. And so too, Mitzvah Nami. It's done there Dechsiv, because it says a Pasuk in Vayikra Perak Yudal, Pasuk Yudal, V'hemen HaKayin HaMatar, Esei Yesh HaMatar, V'oisam Lefnei Hashem. It also says Lefnei Hashem. Ela Yeledes, how do you know that Yeledes brings her Karbanis? My time, why is it done over there at the Shara Nikner? Ilema, you can say the reason is because they have to stand on their kabbanas. The Tanya ain't kabbanas shalom mikarav elam kain oimin al gabav, because the Brisa says that a carbon of a person is only done hokrav only if he's oimin al gabav, and the Yeledis can't go into the Azar because she's still mechus kapara. So therefore, you're doing the Shara Nikner in order that she should be closest to her carbon. Yihachi fraktimar zav v'zavas nami. That zav is also zav and zav. And Zavais also should be mechuyev to stand over there because they're also mechusik kapara, and they can't go into the Azara and go close to their kabbanis. So since the Mishnah didn't count Zav and Zavais as mashma, that's not the reason that we want a Yoledis next to her carbon b'shar niktar for that reason, because of the brisa that says in kabbalah shon the car of Ellen Kenai Malgabav. So Zakti the Gemara says Ein Chanami, you're right. Zav and Zavais also would have to stand the Shara Niktar for that reason, because they have to be Omin the carbon Mishas HaKaraba. The Tana Chadim and Ayonakat. However, the Tana in the Mishnah only says one on the Mechus Kabara in order to tell you on the rest. But who I did, Zav and Zavis would have the same halacha. Zak the Gemara Vayta. The Gemara is going to bring a brisa, the din. What's a din with two sites that come at the same time for Hashka? Tana Rabbanon learned in the brisa, Ein Mashkin Shtei Saitis Ka'achas. The brisa says that we're not mashka two sides at the same time. That the lave of one of them should not be gas b'chaverta, because maybe one of them would be tar, and she would insist that she's tar, and the second one would really be tamei, but she sees that the first one's not being maida, and she wouldn't want to be the only one there to be sovel b'zyonis and not to admit it. Rabbi Yehuda says, Leiman Hashem Huzeh. It's not the reason why they asked her to mashka two sites together. Ella Amakra, the pasuk said, B'mir Parakei Pasuk Yites, V'shpia Oisa HaKayin. It's mashma Oisa Lavada. So it's a Gezeres HaKasav. In fact, the Gemara of Tanakama that learns out this din Misvara Ksiv Oisa. The Chayr says Oisa. So the Gemara also Tanakama, the din is Taka learned that from Oisa. There's Tanakama. Is Reb Shimon, the Darash Tam Dekra, he dashes time in the Dekra. That it was a derech or Reb Shimon that he gave a reason for what it says in Pesukah. Matam Ka'amar, Matam, Oisa Lavada. He's saying the reason the time in the Dekra is Tisha Liba Gas B'chaverta. So So Zakti Gemara wants to know Lamaisa that Tanakama and Rabbi Yehuda hold the same thing, that you cannot be mashka two sides ka'achas. So what's the nafkamina between them? Zakti Gemara nafkamina would be roiseses. If one of them is afraid to drink, so then according to Tanakama, l'chor it's mutter to be mashka with the other side. Why? Because we see that she has a pachad, and it's not liba gas b'chaverto. So therefore, we mutter to drink both of them at the same time because we see you don't have the problem. So there's no chashash. So the other one will be we'll see the first one, and she's going to think that she's totally innocent. Zakt the Gemara, however, Kalot Yehuda holds because there's a kosev. In any case, it would always be us. It does not make a difference what the circumstances would be. For Gemara assesses me mashkin and you're mashkin with the other side of ein oisin mitzvah is chavilas. You're not allowed to do two mitzvahs together. It should not look like you're trying to patter up the mitzvahs. You just knock off two at once. The Tanah we learned in the Mishnah ein mashkin shnei sides ka'achas ve'ein mitar shnei mitzvah ka'achas, and you're also not mitar two mitzvah at the same time. Ve'ein roitzin shnei avodim ka'achas, and you're not ma'imid two avodim to do ritzia on the oizem ein orfin shnei eglos ka'achas. And you also do not take off the necks of two eglos at the same time. When you find a person died on a pathway on a way, and we don't know who killed him, so the halacha is that the zikni ear that are closest to the chalal take the eglas bakar, and the oir of it in the nachal esam, like before the passion in Devarim, paragraph aleph pasuk aleph through tes. And it's before over there that if you find two chalolim, then you're not oyer of two agalos at the same time. So Amar Abaye v'Teimer of Kahana loikash. It's not for a kan where it says that it's also lahashkas b'yachad, two sides is talking about koyin echad, one koyin comes to b'mashka them. So in Mela it looks like it's neraka oisim it's chavilas. However, a kan where the sugya where it's discussing that it could be matter, it's matter to do two sides at the same time, and it's not a problem. It's chavilas talking about shnei koyinim. That each koyin for itself is being mashka one side, so that's not a problem. It's being since it's being done all day two koyanim. Talk more about the koyin oiches v'gadeh. The koyin grabs her on her clothing, and it's megalas liba and he's soiser saira. That's what the Mishnah said. So Dr. Gemara, Tanur Rabbanan learned in a brayso. From this one it says b'midbar parakei pasliches ufaras roisha isha ein li ella roisha, only her. We know that he reveals her head. Gufa minayin tamalema isha. It says isha. Imkin not tamalema faras reish. Why does it have to say faras reish? Let it just say ha'isha, and you would know gilu reish and guf. Everything's included. So it's like the Gemara, it's like the Brayso. Malamed shahakoyin soises aris. You learn from that he undoes her hair from whatever, if it was braided or whatever was done. Zakti Gemara, Rabbi Yehuda, the Mishnah said, Rabbi Yehuda, Haya Liba, no, then he's not Megalet. Zakti Gemara, maybe Rabbi Yehuda Chayish Leharur is a Chayish for Avera, but only Chayish for Avera. So therefore, they were not Austin Megala Liba, even if it's not. Vahal Gabi Isha Naskeles Ifcha Shamin Lo Usifa Karat Tanya Ish Mechasan Oisei Parak Echad says by a man that's a niskal, you cover him with one piece of beged milfanav to cover his erva Isha b'shnei prakim, and a woman you cover shnei prakim echem milfanecha milfanev echem milachrea because it's kula erva, because the erva is nourished from both sides. Zivir Yehuda Chachamim ha ish niskal arm, then a man is niskal without any clothes on, and only just with one kisa in the front. The Eini Isha Niskalasar, however, Chacham hold that a woman is not a Skalasar. Ruma is Masha Yehuda is not Choshish for her Avera of people that seen it. Chacham is Masha Chacham are Choshish. And that's why Chacham hold that you have to be cycle a Isha with her Begadim on. And in the Mishnah, you see Fakert. Our Mishnah says that Yehuda says, Amhaya Liba Na, then Loihaya Megaleu. It's not like Rabbi Yehuda in the Brayso of Skila. Zok the Gemara, after the Gemara, Amarabba Hocha by Soita time of mine. Rabbi Yehuda asks the Megaler because it's Choishish Hashem Tates in Bezin Sakos. Maybe she will go out innocent from this whole Ashkar Soita V'Yiskar Barberch Kahuna, and they will mascara her, they'll chopper with her because they saw her not fully covered. But Hasan by Skila, we're not Choishish for this because Hamastalka, because she would be eventually dying from skila. The chitema for Gemara that because they saw her Magolo Asil Skuria Bacharnaisa, they'll come to be Maskara with other Nashim. Hamarava Gemiri, Rava says, is a Messiah in our hands from our rabbis. The Ain Yitzhahara Shoilet, Yitzhahara does not have control to make a person be Chayta El Mashain of Royas. Only in something that his eyes see. So in Mela, it's not a chashash that the Perchik Kehuna will be Maskar Ba'acheres. Fact, the Gemara Merabah, the Behuda Kash, Behuda is Shver. The Rabbanon is like Kash, what about the Rabbanon? Rabbanon is also Shver. So we answer Behuda. What about the Rabbanon? Rabbanon on Mishnah is Mashma that even Mhoya Liba no, the Nachoshish, and the Rabbanon Legabe Skila is Mashma, he says that Enisha Neskal Saruma is like the Gemara. Allah Marava, the Behuda like Kasha Kadeshan. Behuda is not shver like we said. But not only Kasha, why? Because Hacha time of Mai. The reason why Chayta the Yanach Chayshish for her is because the mitzvah to Mivayisher, even if she's Tar, because it says the pasuk in Cheskel, Parak Chaf Gimel, pasuk Memches, V'nivasru Kol HaNashim, that there's an Indian that all the Nashim shall learn from her and take Musar to be tzanua and not bring themselves with chashad. But hasam b'skila, the etzem skila is en lichal yisu gadol mezeh. And the fact they see that they're killing her al yedei skila, so that itself is enough for them to take Musar from that, and you don't have to mivaz her anymore by removing the woman's clothing by skila. V'chitema lamed b'atarti, maybe why don't you do by skila 2 ma'asav bizayin, recycle her and take off her clothes. The pasuk says, we have a mitzvah that Torah is mitzvah even on someone that's being harog with misa spezin and broyer lo misa yafa. You should choose a good death for the person that's getting killed. So the person's getting skila, and I guess that's what we chose, what they were, the Einish that they deserved. However, we want to make it as best as possible for them and not embarrass them more than what we have to. Say that this Rav Nachman says is machlek Tanam, that the Rabbanon hold like Rav Nachman and the male say bar l'misa yafa, and you don't have to remove her clothes. You should not remove a woman's clothes by skila. However, Yehuda's matal seikla when she's aram l'chayra, when she's aruma, maybe it doesn't hold like that. Everybody agrees. It's like this. Rabbanon hold that bizyonis of a person is better than tsar of the guf, and it's more painful, more than tsar guf, and it's better to be cycle with her clothes and not to embarrass her, and that misa is best for her. And because she doesn't die right away when she has her clothes on. However, Yehuda holds that the tsar of her guf, he holds like her, the tsar of her guf is better than her bizyonis, and it's better for her to die without begadim because her death, she dies quicker, her death is shorter, even though she's in a spasm. So that's why we choose that, because the tsar of the guf he holds is adafle, rather than to die a shorter death rather than die a longer death with her clothes on. If she's covered with white clothes, then you cover with black. However, what happens if her black clothes were nice for her, and you just put her on ugly clothes? The Mishnah said, you take it away from her. You take away tachshitim. Hashan avulim and navala. You do things to navel like taking her, like ripping and shredding her clothes. Hani mibaya lecharetz pashi. You take over tachshitim. So the Gemara ma'al teim bahani islam bezayin tvei kedami. And I might think of this is more of a bezayin, because like people say shliach artol bezayin mesani. People say that a person that's wearing tachshitim, it's embarrassing if like somebody's people in a mashal, if somebody's wearing just shoes and not wearing any clothing. So I might think you should leave a saita on her jewelry even though she has no clothes on. Kamash malana, no, you take off her jewelry and her tachshitim. Zok to Gemara Vaiter. The Mishnah said, that her clothing shouldn't fall off since they were ripped. Zakti Gemara, Mara wants to know if this kshir is ma'akev. Boiminir of Amar Huna Chevel HaMitzri Ma'oshi Akev B'Soita. Is it akev ma'akev in the din of soita? Is it so? Was the reason that you tie the Chevel HaMitzri B'Shem Shaloi Yisham to Megadam Aleh that her clothing shouldn't fall off of a tzilta cotton and with a small garto or small string nami saga, it's also enough, and you don't have to have a Chevel HaMitzri which is big. Idoma, the reason for the kshir is Mishum Damar Amar. He chagralei b'tziltzol. She tied her boil with a tziltzol, with a nice tie or knot in order to mifata him. So lefichach koyim mevi chalal mitzri. That's why the koyim brings a chalal mitzri, which is big, and that's why specifically you have to use a chalal mitzri because you'll alamam with the del. And in that case, it would be ma'akev because you specifically have to have a chevel mitzvah, which is similar to the Avera she did. So tomorrow, Malay Tinisua, we learned in the Brisa on the Zayin and Beis, va'achach maybe chevel mitzvah, v'koishul alamayim adeh, kadei shisham to begadei amalel. Where the Mishnah says before over there that it's dafka that her begadim should not fall. The Mishnah says clearly, Memel, it's enough with tziltzol. It's enough with a small tie. It doesn't have to dafka be chevel mitzvah. It's not ma'akev. Zakti Gemara, the Mishnah said, all the nashim are mutter to see. In fact, Gemara hago v'kasha. The Mishnah lechor is soiser because Amrit kol roit to liris by roya. First, you say in the Reisha, whoever wants to see could see her. It's mashma. It doesn't make a difference. Alam leishna guy leishna nashi. Doesn't make a difference whether it's men or women that see. Bahada in the Sefer it says Tani kol nashim mutaris liris. It's mashma dafka nashim, dafka women, nashim in, nashim loy. So everything Gemara Amar Abai Tergma nashim. Say that Reisha is also going on nashim. However, on nashim, men are usher to see her like it's brought, like you see in the Sefer. In fact, Gemara Amalei Rava Kala Reitz Aliris Baraya Katani. It's not sure anybody who wants to see her. So why should you say it's going dafka nashim? Elama Rava Kala Reitz Aliris Baraya Loishna Gav Loishna Nashi. That there's taka and a chanami Gemara. There's taka heter for nashim and anashim to see her. But however, v'nashim chayavos l'roisa. Nashim specifically have a chiyuv that they should learn from her tznius and not to bring themselves a dechashan. Shenemar, like you see in the pasuk in Yecheskel we brought already. Parachav pasuk memches v'nei vasu kol anashim l'saseno kizmascheno. Zokt the Mishnah. The Gemara Mishnah is going to discuss that the bezayin and the einshim of Ashkah Soita is Mida Keneged Mida Keneged her Maisim. Mida Sha'ada Moidin, Ba Moidin Law, in a measure or that people take, they get back measured the same way. Zokt the Mishnah, therefore, he kishtas atzma la'avera, she dressed herself up for avera. So, Keneged that, Hamakim Nivla, Kadosh Baruch Hu is mitzavet menavel her. He goes to Zokt the Mishnah. So he kishes atzma la'avera, Hamakim Nivla. He gilsas atzma la'avera. She sat in Prashas Drachim. She was megal herself to a noyif. Hamakim Gila Aleha. So the Mishnah says it was to be megal her, and everybody sees her. Bayarech is chila ba'avera tchila v'achach habeten. She started first by yarech l'avera and then habeten. So Rashi says that the yarech, the thigh, is nena tchila b'kirav basar. So therefore, lafichach toka hayarech tchila v'achakach. She's a skull that her stomach blows up if she's guilty. The shar kol aguf, that's the nefesh laver, loy palat, does not get safe from the einish, because everything gets weak, and at the end she dies. Zok the Gemara is going to expound now on the Mida Keneged Mida. Amar of Yosef afagav de Mida betela. Even though the da'inshim that the Torah says it's pasuk mizas bezin, but Mida loy bato. However, the einish me'ein oisa misa, HaKadosh Baruch Hu pays back b'doima lo oisa misa that a person is a chayiv. And so Rabbi Yosef says in another place, like these words, Amar of Yosef, Chen Tani Reb Chia, Miyom Shchar Beis HaMikdash, Shadei Zechar Beis HaMikdash was Charav, Afal Pi Shabbat Lo Sanhedrin, even though Sanhedrin was Batal and you can't be oynish manish bepoil aram mises bezdin, kol makom aram mises le batlu. Practicing Gemara of how batlu was batlu aram mises bezdin. It's like Gemara, Ella, the kavanah is the din aram mises le batlu. And Hashem's manish in a similar misa to what a person's chayiv. So Mishan is chayiv skilo. His oynish is oynei from a nagagi falls from a roof like skilo that we drop him from a makom gvoya oichay derastai. A chay claws him up with his nails and drops him. And it's also done in the skilo. Mishan is chayiv sreifa. Somebody is chayiv sreifa. Oynei from with leikoi falls in the fire against burnt. Oynachash makishay, or a snake hits him and kills him. Or burns. Mishan is chayiv hariga. Somebody is chayiv to get killed b'sayiv. Oynim salamalchus, that kills him, that they chop off his head. Oylistin ba'analav, or thieves come, robbers come, bandits, and they kill him with a cherev. Mi shenes chayiv chaniko is chayiv chenek. He drowns and he gets chokes like that. And he dies with a machla, which affects his breathing, and he's nechnak. So the Gemara, Tanya, we learned that the Raisa, Hoya Rebbe, Oimer Rebbe, would say, Menayin, Shem Yidashon Moidin Ba, Moidin Loi, Shenemar, Besas, O Beshalcha to Riven. It says a passing Yeshaya, Perichav Zayin, Pasuk Ches, we darshan Besas O, and that kli that a person uses to measure a saw that he sins. So in that itself, you send them to Avdin, and use that same kli the person used to be manishim. Sasa b'shalcha to revena. That's how you pay him back. So maybe you say only elasah. Maybe it's only if it does midah does something really wrong, really bad. So that's when you say it's aver gedola and he gets paid back midah keneged midah. Now in the rabbis, tarkav or chatzi tarkav or kav or chatzi kav or roiva or chatzi roiva, even toimen, which is a half a lug, or measurement of a uchla, which is really small, minayin. How do you know even averis kalas? Hakadosh Baruch Hu pays back midah keneged midah. Zakta Gemara Talmud Leim, we see in the same in Yeshaya also Parag Tes Pasuk Dalik says Kichol Sa'in Sayin Barash. We dash from Larshan Sa'in that a mita so Hashem is knowing like that, and it's coming to tell you Kichol that even by midas katanis and all midas, even the small ones, Hashem is knowing like that. If a person sees that they're not in the front from him right away, how does he know? Shekol puto putum sarav cheshbon gadol. Every little thing is mitzaref to something, is eventually mitzaref something big, and he doesn't get off the hook with anything. Everything's mitzaref to cheshbon ba'asit for the future. Talmud Leim says a pasuk kehelas parak zayin pasuk chav zayin achas la'achas limtzei cheshbon. Everything eventually is going to be mitzaref to cheshbon. And so you find like the Gemara v'chemet in the besoita. You find this hanhaga besoita shemida shemad ba madula, that you give her measure for measure whatever she did. He on the al pesach beisa le'rei rois loy, that people should see her. Lefichach kohen ma'amida al shar nikner. Therefore, kohen is ma'amir knisa la'azar on shar nikner or mara klen alakol, and shows her shame to everybody. He parsaloi sudar na al roisha. She put on a nice sudar on her head to make herself look nice. Lefichach kohen neito kipa me'al roisha umanichoi tachas ragleha. He takes the nice veil she has on her head that she should be degraded, and puts it under her feet. He under her feet. He kishtaloy paneha. She made her face look nice. Laficha paneha merikos. Her face gets green when she drinks. He kachaloi. He she colored her eyes, and now laficha now boltais. Her eyes pop out when she drinks. He kalaloi. Esa'ara, she made her hair nice. He undoes her hair. He herasaloi be'etzba. She showed him with the finger to come. Lefichach separ neha. Noishers, her nails fall out. He chagaloi betzilza. She tied him up to try to vat him with a tie, a string. Lefichach kohen maybe cheval hamitzri. Brings a cheval hamitzri, which is gas. Lefichach yirechen nefeles. V'koishal ma'avadan. She covers and he ties in order that she should be miskana. He pashta lo yasirecha. Davar achar, another pshat. He has a maseser. She did her ma'aser b'seser. A malkam person begali. So Hashem will enforce him and make it public. Shenamar says the pasuk in Mishlei Perek Chavav pasuk Chavav. Tikasa sinav and mashayim. Tigala rasa b'kol. She covered up her actions, her ma'asim that are hated to Hashem, and did it secretively. That she so Hakadosh Baruch Hu will megaler her ma'asim and make them public.